Item 9, communication from committees and special reports. A is the annual report from Senior Citizens Advisory Committee Chair Nancy Mastrofrancesco.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members. The goal of the Friendswood Senior Citizen Program is to enrich the lives of the senior adults in Friendswood. We provide a variety of activities which promote health, well-being, and independence through recreation, creative activity, information, and fun. Social activity is very important because isolation is bad for our health. It's especially prevalent among senior citizens. Our socials are always well attended, especially our holiday events, Valentine's Day party, Go Texan luncheon, Cinco de Mayo luncheon, Mother's Day tea, Memorial Day celebration, Donuts with Dads, and our second annual Senior Citizens Day, Thanksgiving potluck, and the building is always packed for our Veterans Day luncheon, which, as Morad has mentioned, will be this Thursday. Our mayor, Mike Foreman, will be our master of ceremonies. And Dr. Greg Bonin, our representative to the Texas House, will also speak. Robert Griffon, our liaison, says he'll be there, and we hope that other members of council and city will be there too. We have a new Santa for our Breakfast with Santa. He's one of our members, and he's already working on his beard, looking pretty good. A favorite social activity is bingo. We played bingo 28 times last year. These are sponsored. They get gift cards. Nice. That number does not include our watermelon bash and bingo, the spring picnic and Easter egg hunt, and our fall picnic in October. We have bingo at all those too. We endeavor to keep our minds sharp with other games such as bridge, bunco, dominoes, mahjong, Mexican train, and canasta. Hand and foot continues to grow in popularity. It's amazing. We had 4 hand and foot tournaments this year. The AARP Smart Driver course was offered 3 times this year. We appreciate the insurance discounts, but we especially want everyone to be safe on the road. You're welcome. We also have Bible study, Spanish, painting classes. Our crochet group has made more than 60 hats, lap blankets, and afghans, which have been donated to hospitals. And that's pretty good considering it's not a very large group. They put out a lot of crochet items. We are hearing progress from our recorder and ukulele classes that I mentioned last year, as well as a new beginning music class. They practice in the main room, so we all get to hear the progress. They're really doing very well. There are about 20 members in the group. They performed for us last December, and have also performed 5 times for local special needs and seniors groups, as well as at assisted living facilities this year. They have more shows planned for the rest of the year. Of course, during the holidays, they do a lot of shows. Learning to play a musical instrument keeps our minds active, and sharing their new skills with others is a very rewarding experience. The Classic Cloggers have performed 18 times for groups in the community and have more performances planned for this year. It's a wonderful aerobic exercise for the body and great for the mind. There are about 20 members in that group also. We also have a beginner and advanced line dancing classes. One of our tap dancers is a former Radio City Rockette who is 98 years old. As a Rockette, Jackie was part of a very large USO camp show that entertained World War II troops in Europe. She still loves to dance. The 98-year-old member that I told you about last year is also still active with our program. Our 3 weekly exercise programs are still very well attended. These are our largest regular classes. We also offer yoga and chair yoga, Zumba Gold, and a fitness room. Our twice weekly Tai Chi classes have remained at the library due to space limitations in our building. Chair volleyball continues to be a very popular activity, exciting for participants and audiences. I've heard a rumor that certain city employees who used our facility after Harvey are still talking about this chair volleyball games. There were guest speakers on topics such as Medicare and veterans benefits, insurance, dealing with stress, hearing health, stroke and rehabilitation, self-compassion, cooking classes, and a Texas A&M AgriLife Extension series called Fresh Start to a Healthier You. Our bus is used to provide transportation to and from our building, monthly shopping trips, and out to lunch or breakfast for our members who are not able to drive. We also used it for about 30 field trips last year. We toured the National Museum of Funeral History, Lone Star Flight Museum, the Christmas lights in downtown Houston and River Oaks, Old Town Spring, and the grand 1894 Opera House in Galveston. It was a very interesting to tour backstage and learn about the history of that building. We attended 2 Astros games, a little day music at Wortham Theater, and the Houston Rodeo. Other tours were the National Weather Service in Dickinson and the Butler Longhorn Museum in League City, where we learned about Milby Butler's role in saving the iconic Longhorns from extinction, and we saw a lot of memorabilia. We also learned that having long horns is not the only requirement to be a real Longhorn. Trips were made to the Kemah Boardwalk, the Houston Zoo, Ocean Star Offshore Drilling Rig and Museum, Bishop's Palace in Galveston. We attended Dance, Moving Myths at the Miller Outdoor Theater, and the Bay Area Harbor Playhouse, where we saw Disaster, the musical, which is just about like it sounds. It was hilarious. A total of 10 trips were made to Pasadena Hometown Opry and Alvin Opry, and we enjoyed a performance at the Bay Area Bluegrass Music Festival in League City. We really like our music. We made 3 trips to Coshada this year. 26 cruisers enjoyed a 7-night Western Caribbean cruise to Cozumel, Grand Cayman, and Jamaica. A 7th cruise has been planned for January 2020. It will be a 7-night Western Caribbean cruise to Cozumel, Belize, and Mahogany Bay on Isla Roatan. 28 seniors went on a 3-day trip to San Antonio, where we toured the San Antonio Shoe Factory, SAS shoes, and bought shoes, of course. Nice discounts. We toured the city and its historic missions with a tour guide, ate dinner on a river cruise, and visited Green. I always knew that wasn't pronounced like it was spelled. Special events include our 2 fundraisers, a spaghetti luncheon in March and a barbecue lunch in June. These fundraisers help to support our activities. Other special events included a health fair, casino extravaganza, and our Christmas in September craft market. We have gained 121 new members this year, giving us 846 enrolled members. Our average monthly attendance is 1,370. We're seeing results from listing our events in the local paper, the library marquee, and Facebook posts being shared by the Parks and Recreation Department. Online sign-up for trips began last December and seems to be working very well. Anyone who's at least 50 years old is welcome to join the fun. Check out our bi-monthly newsletters and calendars that are posted on the city website and are available at the activity building and the library. We appreciate the community's support and want to thank our local businesses that generously support and contribute the success of many of our events. Our classes are all taught by volunteers, and we appreciate their time and dedication. We're always looking for people to share their talents with us. Most of all, we would like to thank the staff of the Senior Citizens Program, Jeannie Balderas, Senior Program Manager, and our 2 new staff members, Shade Caraveo Saldana, Assistant Senior Program Manager, she's here tonight, and Reese Woodard, our Recreation Aide. They're enthusiastic and do an outstanding job under the leadership of Michael Boyette, Assistant Director of Parks and Recreation. Thank you.
Thanks, Nancy. Annual report from the Historical Society given by David Smith. Evening, Mayor.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, city manager, and staff, city secretary. It's my pleasure to be here with you this evening to provide you with the report from the Friendswood Historical Society, supported by some historical figures, or should I say the Friendswood Historical Society supported by some hysterical figures. Either way, I think it probably works. So, as you know, most of the time Ann Whitaker provides this report on an annual basis to council and to the public. And she explained to us recently that she took a fall. We're pretty convinced that Harold pushed her off a ladder, but we can't prove it. So she's not with us because she's still recovering, and we wish her well, but she does send her formal greetings to you and thank you for everything that you do. I'd like to tell you a little bit for the public's benefit what the Historical Society has been doing this past year and give you an idea of what it will continue to do. Our main charge is providing historical information to our citizenry, and we do that by and large through our buildings and our museums and the information that we provide and the outreach programs that we do. So we take care of the Perry House and the Brown Museum and the ancillary buildings that go along with it. So the care of those facilities is always an ongoing endeavor, taking care of them, maintaining them, keeping them insured, which is a significant expense that we go to every year. And we've done the same thing this past year with the Perry House and with the Brown Museum, with the barber shop and with the barns. So we made repairs to some of the problem areas that the buildings had, replacing rotted wood, changing light bulbs out to LEDs to reduce the power bill and to take care of the place. Made gate repairs, and one of the significant improvements that was made to the Brown Museum this past year was in part thanks to the Lions Club. We were able to extend the deck that runs from the museum over to the Klein Barber Shop, giving easy access, an easier way for folks to be able to walk around that. And so we want to thank the Lions Club for their help with that. We still have some additional things to do. There is additional rotted wood and window repairs that need to be done, but those will be ongoing projects that we'll keep you informed of in the future. On the Perry House in particular, I want to let you know we had to replace a heating unit this past year. That was taken care of. We also did an ozone treatment on the interior to knock out some of the mustiness. You can imagine that that house is not built to the same standard that our homes are, so it's not exactly airtight. So it can get a little musty in there. We have a lot of artifacts, historical pieces in that area, so we're trying to button that up and take care of them as best that we possibly can. There is more work that will need to be done there, but one of the things that we were very pleased that happened this past year that came as part of an Eagle Scout project was the reworking of the sidewalk that leads up to the house. And so we want to say thanks to our Scout and our Scout programs for helping us with that. Some of the staples that we'll continue to do is our programs that we provide that brings awareness to the museums, to the buildings, and to the programs. For instance, our ice cream socials that we host every year. Also the Front Porch series, which is kind of the kickoff to our concerts in the park during the summertime. And lastly, I want to invite all of you to the kickoff for our holiday season, which will be December the 3rd. It's the first Tuesday in December every year. We will have our Christmas tree lighting. So Santa will be there for kids to say hello and to take pictures. We'll have some wassail, and we'll light up the tree and get started with our holiday season. So again, from Ann and from all of our members at the Historical Society, thank you for your support, and I appreciate you giving us the time to come and visit with you. Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks, David. Thanks for doing what you do to take care of our historical buildings.